Hello, my name is Westin. This is The Lighter the Darker. Today we're talking about Keepers of the Soul and another expansion for Mythic Battles Pantheon, many people's favorite of the Mythic Battles series. If you are new to this channel, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for dropping by. This is a channel that's built on community, and I would really love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this expansion particularly, or anything else in the Mythic Battle series. Thank you again. Now, back to the content. This is an expansion for Mythic Battles Pantheon, the very first rendition of the Mythic Battle series, and a lot of people's favorites. This is so insanely exciting because I honestly didn't expect any more content for this one to come out. So, let's get started and see who is first. Charon, or Charon, the ferryman of the underworld. As you'll hear from me a lot in this video, I played Hades 2 recently, and I put a good few hundred hours into it. I am not exaggerating. I love Greek mythology, and especially learning Greek mythology through my games. He specifically has been stylized in many different ways if you have explored games in this exact pantheon. But what I love about Monolith is they always take traditional styles and make them their own. I absolutely love the idea of Charon walking. If you see the full rendition of the miniature, you can see they have planned to have legs under the boat, which I think is just so freaking cool. Looking at his character board, he is an aquatic monster, which would make sense. He comes with 1 Art of War card. He only has 2 talents, which is interesting. 7 attack, 8 defense, 1 range, and 2 movement at 9 health. His first one is called Tithe, that costs 1 Art of War card. For each enemy unit in Charon's area, their player must discard 1 Art of War card. If they can't, the unit suffers an X dice attack. It cannot retaliate, and the guard talent cannot be used. That, for me, I think that is an extremely strong ability. Making people get rid of their Art of War cards is helpful in the long run, but definitely not the most powerful part of this ability. Anything that can cut through guard is super strong, I think. And it's for each enemy in his area. Okay, so it would be much stronger if we were talking about for each enemy in his surroundings. But I think that would look like a 2 Art of War card cost ability if we went down that road. So I'm curious to hear what people would say about this one. It is a like 2-fold ability, which I like those. Some people tend to stay away from because when they pick up the board to look through recruiting, at least in my case, we don't normally use the recruitment cards, we use the boards. They just see all this information. They're like, that's a little bit too much, but I really like the complicated abilities or the 2-fold ones. The second ability he has is attacks against him suffer -2 offense. That is really strong as well. One of my favorite units from Pantheon, Bellerophon, he's like the guy on the Pegasus. He also has that ability, and I love it. So I'm very excited about this character so far. Next up, we have Hypnos. If you have played Hades, he is asleep in it, but I absolutely love this design with the owl and the different colored face. I just think he looks so cool. Hypnos is a flying unit. He has initiative, sneak attack, and comes with 1 Art of War card. He has 8 attack, 8 defense, 0 range, 2 movement, and 9 health. His first ability is called Deep Slumber. You have 4 tokens with that, and it comes with an Art of War card. Place a token on an enemy unit in Hypnos' area. The unit drops any claimed divine stone, and its player must immediately discard one activation card for that unit or one Art of War card. If they can't, the unit uses one vitality point. A unit with this token cannot retaliate or use its talents and powers. To activate, it must first discard one Art of War card to remove the token from the game. That is an extremely strong power. We have a little bit of an influence from Heimdall and some of the new characters we've seen in EastVet so far, using this power of making your opponent drop its stone. As well, we have what we've seen in Pantheon so far of Medusa and a couple the Gorgon character causing your opponent to have a token that they have to either get rid of an Art of War card or an action to get rid of. This is a very powerful ability, and you can actually put it on quite a lot of people. I really like that, and I think it go really far. The next ability is called Bird of Prey. It costs one Art of War card, and you only have one token. Place the token in Hypnosis area. Enemy units must spend 2 movement points to initially enter the token's area. Retrieve this token at the start of Hypnosis' next activation. We see a much weaker ability, but I don't really know about that. I'm trying to find benefits to that. When I have played characters with traps like Scotty, I have a hard time pulling them off. I have a hard time putting them like in an area that's actually going to get used, and somebody can't just totally walk around it by the time I pick up the token again. So that doesn't interest me as much, but that might be totally your cup of tea. The next unit we're going to look at is Thanatos. He also appeared in Hades 1, wielding power and the moment of demise. Thanatos is a flying character. He has block, leader, and torment. He has 7 attack, 8 defense, 1 range, 2 movement, 9 health, and he is a god. His first ability is called Killing Blow. Make an X dice attack against every unit with 4 vitality points or less in Thanatos' surroundings. Okay, I don't think that's as strong, because you can't really use that ability until later on in the game, unless your opponent has just a bunch of troops and a bunch of like really low vitality units. So I was hoping for maybe a little something more, but this could still be strong. We'll see. We see his second ability does cost 2 Art of War cards, so we're hoping for something much stronger here. For each enemy in Thanatos' surroundings, again, it's a mouthful, the unit's player must discard one of that unit's activation cards. If the player cannot discard its activation card, that unit loses 1 vitality point. So similar to Hypnosis' ability, about an Art of War card and whether or not, oh no, you have it. He has, an activation card and whether or not you have it. Seems interesting. Without the twofold, without the kind of like the second part of like this cuts through guard as it had with Hypnos, I'm not as excited with Thanatos, and that's kind of sad because I usually love these darker characters. So we'll see. And this is a prototype, so I'm hoping that maybe by release we'll see some changes. Keep our fingers crossed. The second expansion is the Clothinian Wrath. I probably butcher everything I say, but I did the best with that one. The first god we have is Demeter, the benevolent goddess of harvest. She appears in both the Hades as well. She's a very strong god in those games. We can see that she is obviously a god with 2 Art of War cards. She has block, climb, and leader. She has 7 attack, a high 9 defense, which she only keeps for 1 vitality point, 1 range, and 2 movement, and 9 health. Her first ability is the Chthonian Wrath. Make a 6 dice area attack targeting only enemy units. In on, this is a typo, it means in the areas of Demeter's surroundings, but it said in on of the areas, so screwed me over there, Monolith. And then it says Demeter can lose 1 vitality point to make this attack with 8 dice instead of 6. That is awesome. That is really cool. We have seen in the past you be able to attack your own unit in order for it to make an attack, like Garm in Ragnarok. But to be able to make the attack stronger is super cool. The second one is called Mistress of the Harvest. Enemy units cannot collect divine stones in her surroundings outside of the area in which these units are located. When she loses vitality, look at the first card in your deck, then add it to your hand or place it at the bottom of your deck. Very strong, both of those. Restricting your opponent from getting divine stones can totally turn the game in your way. Say you are really planning on just killing the opponent's god, and you have a team base that, but they are going for collecting gems, and there's only so many gems left. If you can block those and then defeat their god, there it is. There is the win. So I find this very strong, and then also every time she loses a vitality, being able to just like almost customize your hand, that is huge. We really haven't had a lot of that. We have had a lot of card play when we think of the Norns and countless units, but this is new and this is very fun. So I'm loving her a lot more than Thanatos. The last one, the Aranesses, Terror of Oathbreakers, Scourge of Criminals. The Arani, or the Aranesses, they have Gem Collector, it's a flying unit, and they have Torment. It's also a monster, not a god. They come with 1 Art of War card. They have 6 attack, 6 defense, 1 range, 2 movement, and 6 health. Now, they have a permanent ability called Horde. We have seen this ability on a couple other units. Sorry, my cat is crying. 1 second. This is Tokyo. Cutie pie. Alright, sorry for that distraction. I was talking about Horde. This is an ability that we have seen not just come up in this Kickstarter, but also in Ragnarok. The son of Muspelheim and also Valkyrie has this ability, and one of the new stretch goals had it as well. Please remind me in the comments. But yes, this is a familiar ability that is coming back, and then the second one is called Whip of Wrath. Definitely a new one. If she wounds a non-divine unit in an adjacent area by, I'm guessing, a range attack, it can move into its own area if the area is not full. So I think it's referring to Arenes as an it in this area, not the other unit. Yes. So if she or it wounds you, it can then go into that area if it's not full. That's as I'm understanding this ability. If I'm getting this totally wrong, please let me know. But this seems like a pretty interesting character. For like a 3-cost flying character, yeah, I probably might choose someone else, but she at least can move around a lot, and she has the range, so if you can get her up on some rocks, she can get pretty strong with that. She'd then have 2 range and 7 attack for those attacks, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not as excited as I thought I would be, but these units are still in prototype form, so we always have that to hope for. Well, Thank you so much for stopping by. This has been The Liar the Darker. My name is Westin. I hope you have a wonderful day, and let me know, do you like Mythic Battles Pantheon more than Ragnarok? Have a wonderful day.